Oh my gosh! I missed you guys. Where you been? I know where you've been. Listen, we were talking about bonsai. We're talking about style. We're moving right along into the styles, the types of styles of bonsai tree. The style of a bonsai tree is going to be literally defined as the direction of the trunk as it ascends from the base, which is where it comes out of the pot, to the apex. What's an apex? Well, I could say top, but apex doesn't always mean top. Apex is going to mean where the trunk ends up. So, for example, here, the apex is at the top. But down here, it's not. It's at the bottom, right? I mean, very clearly at the bottom. It's underneath the pot. That's why we're calling it apex and not top, okay? It's going to make things a whole lot easier as we go along because the top of this tree is here, whereas the apex is at the very bottom. So, apex, base, trunk. Pretty easy to remember those three things. Let's do that, okay? If that's the literal definition, then the philosophical, that artsy definition that we keep doing, is going to be the impact of nature on the way a tree grows. Now that's cooler because you're going to end up with a tree looking certain ways because of the weather, or looking certain ways because of sunlight, or looking certain ways because of wind or water, right? If a tree gets 8 feet of snow on it every year, well, it probably doesn't grow straight up in the air, right? It probably is flattened down to the ground, and we're going to get to that. But the first style of tree is where the trunk comes out of the pot at the base, and it ascends straight with no twist, turn, bend, or deviation whatsoever. And the apex ends up directly over the base. Well, that style of tree is called formal upright. You see trees like this all the time, formal uprights. If you've ever seen a redwood tree or a pine tree, most pine trees are pretty straight, white pines, or a sequoia tree, these trees are super, super straight. They go way up, straight, with no bend or lean around, right? And they go like that. By the way, when you look at a trunk on a bonsai tree, generally you're looking at something that gets skinnier as it goes to the end. Let's not say top, to the apex, right? So as it grows up, it gets skinnier as it goes. That's called taper, and taper is important. It makes your tree look older because it makes your tree look like it's been around for a whole lot longer. Okay? Now, formal upright is the first one. The second one, if the first one has no bend, twist, turn, or deviation, then the second one, the trunk is going to come out at the base and flare out at the base with roots that are known as nabari, this bicycle spoke of roots at the base, nabari, and then it's going to taper northward, skyward. Mindfulness, right? Yeah, I got to be more mindful myself. It's going to go skyward or wherever it's going, but it's going to bend, twist, turn, deviate, whichever way it wants, and the apex is still going to end up over that base, okay? If the first tree is called formal upright and it doesn't bend at all, anyone want to guess what the second tree is called? I'll wait. Nobody? Come on. You can guess. Formal upright. Something upright. You can guess. Informal upright. That's right. You got it. Okay, so formal upright, no bend. Informal upright, lots of bend. Or little bend. Doesn't really matter, but bend. Okay? Now, the third one, the third kind of upright tree, I didn't draw it. It's not there. And it's not there because the only thing that makes this different from the other two that we've been talking about right now is that that apex is going to end up somewhere other than over the base. It's going to be either to the right or the left of your base display. It's going to slant one way or the other. Slanting one way or the other. It's called slanting. That's the style. It's called slanting. That's why I didn't draw it, because, I can pretty much just tell you guys. Look, we're going to go to trees that are a little bit more beat up in the next video, and we're going to start talking about the cascades. They're a little more interesting. They're a little bit harder to pull off, and they need, certain trees don't really like to grow like that. So we're gonna talk about cascades in the next video. I hope you guys are staying safe, taking care of each other, and being mindful about what you're doing. Remember, keep washing your hands, right? Keep cleaning things, doorknobs, and right. Just keep it clean. We'll see you next time.